Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Shell. I'm PuffballJr, and today, well, it's been a long time since we played the Shell. Sponsors over there, and I'm just going to explain just what we're doing this episode, and I'll get into what I want to talk about. Basically, this episode is going to be more of a kind of just travel kind of time because I still don't have a base to build my house, and I can explain that basically the Shell had a few. Well, I went away for my week. The Shell was having quite a few technical problems and stuff like that, which just meant it was down for a while. And I came back and I found it really. I wasn't really interested in Minecraft when I came back. I don't know why. I was just really struggling to get into it. But I'm now back on Shell, and what I'm planning to do is just kind of run. I'm not sure what that is. I basically need to just run like a mile. And Jesus, I'm already low at sprint. This is ridiculous. I basically just need to run a mile and look for a nice spot to build my house, to have my nether portal linked up and the nether tunnel and all that fetchy stuff. And I also want a spot that's far enough away that is that's him saying that to put me off. That is undisturbed, that hasn't been found by anyone. That's what I want. Why am I destroying that with that? Which is what I need to get a few thousand blocks away from. I think most of those guys are a significant distance away from spawn. So I just want to get a few thousand blocks, I'm thinking. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing. I've just been running and talking about a few things. Basically, one thing that I want to talk about, and I've been really unclear about, let me see before I start killing myself by throwing myself off trees. One thing I wanted to talk about was, to be honest, I've been really messy with my recordings recently, and my discussion. Oh, hello. My discussion about my Hunger Games series has been really unclear. And honestly, it's just been such a mess. I don't even know what I've been trying to say in the recordings. I find myself in games like Hunger Games, when I try to talk about it because it's relevant to that series, as soon as I get in a fight or something, I just completely lose track of thought and lose what I'm saying. So I'm explaining it here when I'm just nice, calm little running around the countryside looking for a spot to build my house. So basically, I've probably said this, and if I have, I apologize, but I just want to be really clear. My Hunger Games series, or SG series, is going to be moving 90%, I'd say, to the Hive. Every so often I'll record Blitz, which will probably be with people like Jags, who likes Blitz over Hive, and people like, I want to start recording with OHUpsy. I used to record with him lots, and, well, on old channels we had, I recorded with him a lot. And he's a big Blitz player, and I think that's what he mainly wants in his channel. So those two will probably be the main ones, and every so often, I think, well, Fashion has a Blitz series and anyone else, but the majority it'll be on Hive. This is kind of mainly because of I've got bored of Blitz gameplay, to be honest. I'm kind of getting sick of the ideas of, I just don't enjoy the way that it's played, the speed boosts, and I don't feel that the PvP is as good as Hive, half because, half the gameplay, and half the fact that Hypixel's the US hosted server and Hive is EU. Well, UK, which is, I live in the UK, so the connection is much better for me, which just makes the gameplay more enjoyable. So that's half the reason. Just Blitz, I'm really getting sick of the, oh wow, look at those two sitting there in a row. The way that Blitz is playtime equals who wins, more or less. I've worded that terribly, but to be honest, I don't care. It is whoever has played the longest, has the most kills, it means that they win. I mean, I'm not saying skill doesn't come into it, because Blitz is hard. It's like, well, Blitz is hard against the good players. Against a lot of people on Blitz are really bad. So that's how it's quite easy to get your like 15 kill winter recordings and stuff like that. But against good players, it's more whoever's played the most is the most used to Blitz. It's not vanilla PvP like the Wolves, which is what I played the most of on Hypixel. I have 950 wins on the Wolves and 4,500 kills or something, which is high up in equivalent to Blitz, which is because I enjoy the vanilla PvP aspect. I don't like the Blitz kits, and Blitz is like the Holy Warrior and stuff like that. I don't like that side of it. That's the bit that puts me off Blitz. I prefer to be honest, Wolves isn't that vanilla, but in core it's more vanilla. When they have the things like the Berserk and Vampirism perks. For any of you who don't know, Berserk gives you strength after you get a kill, Vampirism gives you regen, which I do have fully upgraded. So obviously I am OP, but I just enjoy the gameplay even more, even without any of those upgrades. And Walls at the moment is the only vanilla PvP type game type on Hypixel. Like Mega Walls isn't, it's more like Blitz than the Walls, to be honest. It's got the skills with your right click and all of these different classes with like thunder strikes and explosions, and the withers obviously takes away from the vanilla part with them like in their enraged mode, like shooting wither skulls at you and all of that. It's not legit PvP at all. It's not vanilla PvP, is what I mean by that. I'm not hating on the game types being Blitz and Mega Walls here. It's just my personal preference. I prefer the vanilla type PvP, which is more the Hive. It's leaning towards the Hive more than BSG and Mega Walls. I'm losing track, so I'm trying to actually pay attention to what we're running here, which is why I want to move to the Hive. I've played quite. I mean, I used to play the Hive. I played the Hive before. God, I really need to drink. I played the Hive before I played Hypixel, and I actually found Hypixel. I think it was probably like in reality like 2 or 3 days after the server was released. So I've been playing it for an awful long time. I remember Blitz being released, and I played Walls from the beginning, back when, or like Ultimex, if any of you, or you would have seen her head in the lobby. I played with her when it was like #1 in Walls. Actually, at the time that I joined, was like random people, and then Benny Dude, a mod, a friend of mine, he got first when he was like on like 20 wins or something. Like I was literally right at the beginning, and I mean I've been playing Hypixel server for like, I think it's like 10 months now, 10 or 11 months I've been playing that server, and I did in fact play Hive before it. I played Hive actually before it got really big, I think I can say that. Well, definitely before, I'm going to be honest, Bayesian Canadian kind of made the Hunger Games really huge, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't know every YouTuber that has a big Hunger Games series, but Mitch certainly influenced like MCSG and Hive, in my opinion, on the amount of players. I could be completely wrong. If I am, tell me in the comments. But that's my view on it. Because I played Hive and MCSG before Mitch started playing on them. I found them through smaller YouTubers who recorded on them, and it did change. Mitch did, in my opinion, make the servers a lot bigger. How far are we away from spawn? Not that far yet. So I played it before them, so I have actually. Hive was the server I played before Hypixel, but Hypixel was definitely the server that I've played the most on and committed the most time to by an absolute mile. I've never played another server as much. That was because Hypixel was the best server for me at that time, and I'm not saying it's a bad server. I still love Hypixel. I'm still going to be playing it, just not recording, because I love the Hypixel community. There's so many people on there that I've met friends through Hypixel. Holy shit, let's do this. Oh, okay, here we go. I've met so many people through Hypixel that I couldn't just leave that community and join Hive. And well, basically the reason that I basically played Hypixel over Hive was because Hive doesn't exactly cater towards non-donors. It's often quite, unless you're playing not peak times, which is when I usually am, because I play with a lot of the Americans, like, ooh, accidentally reloaded chunks. I play with a lot of Americans like Fear, Drink, Skips, Fashion. Everyone skates in the blah blah blah. What am I trying to say? EST. Cloud is 2 hours before them. Slaps is 2 hours before them. There's loads of people I play with, which when they're on, let's say they're on at 3 in the afternoon after they get home from school, that makes it 8 o'clock in the evening for me. So I'm pretty much always on peak times for UK, which is in the evening. So it makes it really challenging for me to play as a non-donor, because you do get kicked from matches by donors. It's not impossible, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that at the time of me playing that, I wasn't looking to donate to servers. I didn't even consider it. So the Hive put me off from that respect, that trying to play as friends, always one of us would get kicked by a donor, so we just kind of gave up on it. Hence why we all moved to Hypixel. I can say that the people that I'm friends with in real that I played with all this time ago, before I met any of these YouTube people, was OHRC, Potts, I'm friends with in real, and then 2 others who don't really play Minecraft anymore. But they were the ones that I played with, and we all basically decided to move to Hypixel. And in fact, I was actually the first one of us that bought VIP, and literally within like the next 2 days, all of them bought it, because we basically all decided that we were going to stick with Hypixel. I'm actually looking at this place. I'm actually considering not running out of this area. This is quite nice. Let's have a little talk about what we're doing, and then we'll carry on. So basically, this looks quite... I would have to cover up a few of these holes. That wouldn't take too long, and it has a nice beach, actually. I'm considering this as a possibility. There's a nice... Oh, a swamp over there. There's lots of animals. There's cave. Wait, what was that? Oh, it was iron. I thought it was like a crafting table or something. Would have been really sad. This actually, I'm going to take the screenshot of these. Oh, what am I doing? F2 of those coordinates so I can keep them. And I think I'm actually just going to carry on talking about what I was saying. So basically, the 5 of us decided to stick to Hypixel before like VIP Plus or any of these other donor ranks came out. We were all just the VIPs right at the beginning when the server was like a few hundred. Oh shit! The server had like a few hundred players on at a time, and literally right at the beginning. And oh, I made myself a few friends. So we stuck with that over Hive, which we had previously played. Oh god, train of thought, multitasking, I can't do it. So basically we stuck with Hypixel, and we were Wolves players. We played this, Wolves was all of our main game because Blitz wasn't out at this point. It was literally, what was it? There was Wolves, it didn't have TNT games, it was literally just Boast Belief on its own. Oh god, what else was there? There was Wolves, Boast Belief. I can't even remember, I'd have to look through the compass to see what was actually there. There's obviously no Vampire Z, no Mega Walls, no Blitz, no TNT Run or TNT Tag. There was no... I'm trying to like think of the Blitz compass in my head as I'm... The Blitz compass, the server compass. Okay, well I can't remember. That was basically all I can remember. All we played really was Wolves. And that's what... Wolves, I actually found... I was the one of us that found Hypixel. Through actually searching for Wolves servers. Like, I've been a Wolves fan before I played Hypixel. It's just Hypixel was the one that... Oh my god, I need to stop throwing myself in holes. Hypixel, obviously, I played the most of with... Oh, how am I trying to climb with that? I would be disgusted to know my amount of playtime on Hypixel. It would probably be like... Oh, thousands of hours, to be honest. Wow, this server's a bit laggy at the moment. And I need to focus on what I'm saying because I'm completely losing track of my mate. Oh, god, my brain is what I attempted to say there, but just started like an idiot. Well, I think I basically summed that up. Basically, Hunger Games or SG server games on my server, on my channel. I'm just getting delirious. I need to stop this recording before I just lose my mind. It is going to be changing to Hive. I'm actually going to consider buying Donor on Hive. I can then record with all the guys that actually have Donor. Hypixel I'll still be playing on, so if any of you guys, if you see me, say hi. I will still be there all the time because I have lots of friends on Hypixel, so I'm not just going to leave. The Wolves series will still be going on. If you have any ideas for that, please leave ideas because it does get... I do want some more interesting stuff to do. I have a few challenges prepared for me with friends, which can make it a bit more interesting for those episodes, which will be, well, after this episode, it'll be within the next week or two, I'll getting those up. I have rambled so much, I don't even know how long this recording is, and I don't know if I covered everything. If I didn't, then I will be doing that in the next episode, or in the next clip, as I don't know how long this actual recording is. I'm going to say goodbye, because I think this is probably like 15 minutes, that's my guess. That's what I'm going to go for. 15 minutes. If I'm correct, then I'm tank, and I'm lagging as I eat this potato. There we go. Alright guys. If you enjoyed this little rambly, ranty session of the Shell with me looking for this, it looks quite a nice spot. Once I light it up, get rid of all these mobs and clean up these holes, I might even be able to flatten the ground down a bit. It's not too bad. This will be quite a nice area. We have the water and like ponds, and we have a swamp right there. I quite like swamps. They're really nice. Well, this is the area. If you guys enjoyed this episode of Shell and are glad to see it back on the channel, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment on any of the stuff we've spoken about, any of your opinions on me changing to the Hive, any things you want me to do on the Shell, anything like that. Make sure to do that. If you aren't already subscribed, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. See ya!